Sanibonani, nguthandeka okabekwa ovela kwiKabekwa Mombo Publications. Namhlanje sizobheka imibhalo emifishane yobuciko bokuziqambela. Yini imibhalo? Imibhalo, it's text, it's type of writing, and these ones in particular is imibhalo emifishane. Fishane means short. Yobuciko, buciko is creativity, and bokuziqambela, right? So this is creative writing, and ngesingisi singakhumusha ngokuthi sithi short transactional writing pieces. Okay. By the time you get to grade 12, from as early as grade 10, you are prepared to write any of these transactional writing pieces. So here is a list of what you must know by the time you get to matric. Ake sibheke-ke izinhlobo zemibhalo emifishane engahlolwa ebangeni le-12. So these are the different types of creative writing pieces that you could be assessed on, you could be examined on in grade 12. I-poster, kubalulekile wazi ukuthi ibhalwa kanjani. I-poster, it falls under short transactional writing pieces. Actually, all of these transactional writing pieces are short ones, imbhalo emfishane. An email, diary, which is a diary entry, umlando kamufi, the obituary, or eulogy, agenda yomhlangano, the meeting agenda, ukwethula isikhulumi, introducing a guest speaker, izincomo, the reviews, ikhadi lesimemo, an invitation card, ikhadi lokubonga, a thank you card, isaziso, which is a notice, article, which is an article, and then isikhangiso. And isikhangiso is an advertisement. All right. So this is just to name imbalo esithola kwi-document ebizwa ngokuthi i-sex, and all of these creative writing pieces zama-short transactional writing pieces. Okay. So ke yonke-ke le mbhalo siyakwazi ukuyithola ebhukwini noma encwadini ebizwa ngokuthi Amandla Osiba. You can see ukuthi ithi imisebenzi, le ncwadi ibizwa ukuthi imisebenzi ebhalayo, the transactional writing pieces. So we have a whole lot. So this is a revised version. It's second edition that you can get for yourself. It has all the transactional writing pieces, the long and the short, and it even has some activities so that you can prepare, you can practice ukuthi yenziwa kanjani imisebenzi ebhalwayo, transactional writing pieces. So here is a list of what you can find in this book. Should you be interested, just visit us on our website, which is www.kabekwamombo.co.za, or you can just send us an email if you want to purchase your own a copy on publications@kabegwamombo.co.za. Alternatively, you may contact us at kabegwamombo@gmail.com. But again, you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel because we share some of our resources that are taken from this book. And remember, this book has copyrights. So umsebenzi wethu-ke is copyrighted. So please subscribe and like our content so we can be motivated to just do even more for the students that are still upcoming. Ake siqale ngokubheka-ke umbhalo obizwa ngokuthi i-diary, ukubhalwa kwe-diary, right? So okubalulekile-ke singakubheka ngaphansi kokubhalwa i-diary, isakhiwo se-diary. So the structure is very, very important, right? So when you write i-diary yakho, kubalulekile ukunikeza isihloko se-diary. You must give it a title, all right? Ubhala usuku lwakhona ngesizulu esihle. So for all your entries, you must write all your entries in isiZulu, especially the month of the year as well as the actual day of the week. So usuku should have the actual date, which is whatever date of whichever month and whichever year, and also the actual suku day, right? So the format, you may start with the actual day of the week and then put a semicolon and then write the date, or vice versa. You may start with the date and then have the actual day, follow, but on the same line. And then after you have written isihloko, you skip a line before you can start writing usuku, the date, as I have explained. All right. So for every entry, it will have its own usuku. And then when you write the content under each usuku, please use bullet points. Please use bullet points as per the instruction that is given. Usually the examiner will give you bullet points, a scaffolding, which is bullet points in the form of bullet points. Use that bullet points and look at your mark allocation. If for each point is 2 marks, then say 2 points and then you move. All right. If it's one mark, then you say one thing and then you move. Right. So ukhuluma njengomuntu wokuqala, meaning you speak as a first person. Usebenzisa amagama alandelayo ngi, because it is you who will be talking. And you use inkathi yamanje. When you are using inkathi yamanje, you will use ngi. Isenzo sakho ke must end with sigcine ngo if you are using inkathi edlule. So for inkathi yamanje, your verb will end with an a. So your basic sentence construction rules apply here. So you may write your sentence in the present, you may write it in the past, the recent past, or even in the future. But all your tenses, the rules for tenses, they apply here. So if it's something that happened, in the long time ago, then you use yonga. Yongi changes into nga. Ongangi, I used to. Right. The C changes into inkatia man. I mean, C is inkatia manje, and the sa C will be inkati egate yahlula noma inkati siyahlula. All right. So ulimi get that contributes towards ulimi imagi lakho olusebenzisa olimini. And then this is where you will write those bullet points as per the instruction that is given, as per the scaffolding, and you will write ingqikithi yakho according to bullet points. You'll have bullet point 1, bullet point 2, and I will show you just now. All right. So, and then uhlelo nolimi is what I explained up top here. You use your subject concords or your concords accordingly. You use the correct spelling. You use amagama enele. You use the exact number of word that is expected. And for lo msebenzi, I think you are expected to write between 60 to 80 words. That's what the SEX document says. And don't forget to write amagama, the word count, because this mark is very important. Remember, wonke lo msebenzi is worth 10 marks. So every mark is as important. Let's have a look at an old instruction from the previous question paper, kulo msebenzi or with Dayar. So this is one of the paper. This was a 2022 paper. So this msebenzi falls under question 6. It will always be question 6. And under question 6, you can choose between the two tasks that are given there. All right. So Idari was one of those tasks, and you can see it's 6.2. That means there's a 6.1, which is also another type of a transactional writing piece, and you are given options. All right. So eminyakeni emibili edlule isikole sakho asikwazanga ukuba ne-matric dance ngenxa ye-COVID. Your school could not have matric dance due to COVID 2 years ago. Kulo nyaka this year, the headmaster ucele wena njengomzali, asked you as a parent ukuthi uhlele to organize lo mcimbi. Then the instruction says, bhala idayari yezinsuku eziyisithupha yokulungisela lokho. Right. So you will always be given a scenario, all right? And then from that scenario, you must look out for the actual instruction. The instruction will start where it says, bhala idayari, all right? And the word idayari will be in bold, okay? That's what you need to look for. And you must also look for the number of days, the number of entries that you will have. So the number of days, here it is 6 days, so that means you will have 6 different entries. So under the 6 different entries, this is your guide. So you will always be provided with a guide. Bhala idayari, ubhekise kulokhu. Ubhekisa kulokhu means focus on this. Izimemo, the invites. Indikimba, yosuku ukudla. So indikimba are the themes, You know that every metric dance has a particular theme. And ukudla, the food that will be eaten, ubuya ngendawo, how the place will look like, right? So you will talk about all of those things. And it is important to check your rubric. So isakhiwo has imagi elithile, which is usually 2 marks. Ulimi has a certain type of a mark, which we'll just have a look at just now. Ukuthi rubric yakhona ima kanjani, what the rubric looks like. So your rubric will look something like that. Okay. This is what will be expected of you, right? Umfundi kumele alandele yonke imigomo. So imigomo are the rules that I have just explained to you on how to write a diary entry. So lapha kuzoya ngempendulo yomfundi kodwa idiary yakhe kumele ibhekise kulokhu. So you can structure your sentences differently, but whatever you say, it must focus on this is ingqikithi, this is the content. So, and it's 6 marks here. Sometimes it may be 5 marks. Remember, what you're working towards 10 marks for the whole transactional writing piece. And then for you, Sakiwa Sako. So I always say with Sakiwa, that's where you cannot compromise to lose a mark, right? Just take all those marks and have everything where it should be, and utata mamaki. These are your free marks. Okay, and it's important to have a checklist for Isakio so that you know that everything is there. So isihloko, for having isihloko where it should be half a mark. For having usuku ngesizulu, the actual date, you have 1 mark for all 6 entries. Okay, so you will not be marked according to each entry per date. All right, but for just having all of them where they should be, you are awarded imagelot. You already have 1.5. Yabon? And then umfunda uthola imaki uma engabhalanga ngesizulu suku. So, because sometimes they may be lenient, but not all the time. But ensure that you write your dates in isiZulu, because imark allocation yakho yesakhiwo is very important. It's going to help you do better or do well for this type of writing. And for ulimi nohlelo, they will give you half a mark for izivumelwano, having them correctly, and for spelling, amagama nele, half a mark for having the exact number of words, and ubhala again for writing. It's important to just write, guys. Write. The word count, ubhale ngesizulu, don't write words and the figure. Just write amagama and the figure in numeric format. So here's an example of what your diary should look like. So this is everything that I had said. You must have isihloko. You can put it in the middle of the diary yako. Let's say this is your diary, and then under your content, you will then have usuku. Usuku lwakho, it's written ngesizulu kahle, and then the actual date, and you use bullet points to write content yako. And this is an example of how you can write content yako under each entry. Ngehora lesikhombisa ngiyobona indawo at 7 o'clock. I'm off to see the place. Ngikhuluma noDudu ngemihlobiso ehambisana nendikimba. I speak to Dudu about the decorations that correlate to the theme. Uhla lokudla kosuku luyalunga. So the menu is just getting ready. So how we write diary ngesizulu, it's more like a planner kind of, right? So we don't necessarily do it njengasesiNgisini. So sibhale ngathi senza like entries, like a planner. We're planning usuku lwethu, right? Okay, so you don't do this. So this is a big no-no. We have seen this a lot from our students, where they will greet the diary. Please, 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 do not greet the diary. Do not say sawubona diary. We don't do the greeting. Okay, asibingeleli diary. All right. So, and then, but we, after isihloko, we get to the point, we write the date so we can get started with our first entry. And our first entry, our entries will be written in this format. When you are done, you skip a line and then you write the second entry, starting with the dates until you have all different number of entries as per the instruction. Says Alondab. Right. And then when you are done, you count the number of words or 7C. Now, the counting is very important. You don't count everything. You do not count isihloko, you do not count the dates, but you count from the bullet points, right? From the content. So you count from the very first word of the content up to the last word of the content, and then you write your word count kanjiyana. Siyabona. Then as you walk in, you must have your checklist so that you know Guti, if this is 2 marks, you take the whole 2 marks and you slide it. Right. So isakiwo, your checklist, isihloko must be there, izinsuku, they are written accordingly, and ngesizulu, wabhala usuku, wabhala nenyanga ngesizulu, ingqikithi, the writing is in bullet point form, and then the word count appears at the bottom, then you know this is your checklist. Actually, you must have a checklist for everything in transactional writing pieces. Okay, right. Ake siqhubeke-ke sibheke ukubhala kwe-email, and I know ukuthi a lot of us are used to ukubhala kwe-email futhi kufanele ikhombise lokhu. Ivela kubani, where is it from? Iya kubani, where is it going to? Usuku lubhalwa ngesizulu. Once again, usuku iy'nsuku siyibhala ngesizulu with everything. Isihloko, it must have the subject. Remember, this is an electronic type of writing, but because we're doing it manually by hand, then we have to write all of these things and ensure that they appear. All right, because you are awarded marks for having these as part of your isakhiwo. Ukubhala kwe-email kuzofana nokwencwadi, umehluko kufishane. So when you write an email, it will be similar to how you would write incwadi, which is a letter, but the email is even shorter. So you must have isibingelelo, which is your salutation, ubingelela the person that you're writing to. Isingeniso must be there. You must skip a line and then have your introduction. And then after the introduction, your introduction must not be too long. Also, 2 to 3 lines from one end of the page to the other. And then you are stating why you're writing an email, umzimba wendaba, which is the body. You can divide that into paragraphs, 2 paragraphs, because umbhalo mfishane lo. And then also isiphetho, you must have your conclusion, and it must be to the point, and then you have your ending. Well, ending is your isivaleliso, right? How you saying your goodbyes. And then khumbula ukubala, remember to do the word count and also to write the number of words osuke uwasebenzisile ekugcineni. Right. And then ke isakhiwo sakho kokubhala ke nakho okubalekile bhala ikheli le-email yombhalelayo. This will never be provided. You have to make it up. Iyaku to whatever the person is. You write the email address. Bhala i-email yako wena obhala. You also write your own email. Remember, this is supposed to be an electronic, but because we do it manually by hand, you have to write all of this information. So it's coming from you. You write usuku lwe-email ngesizulu, the date of the email. Electronically, you don't have to do all of that because when you send, it just records, when the email was sent or when it was received on the other side. Logo, right? The subject is hamsanayo, right? So here is just an example of how you would write your email. And then in Ngqikithi, then this is where you write as if you're writing an essay or you're writing what you call a letter, where you have your introduction, the body, and then your conclusion, as well as your ending. And then the language also similar to the language components that we looked at when we were describing diary. So your subject concords or your concords must be where they should be, the spelling must be correct, and then the word count. You count those number of words, and here you start counting from the introduction up to the conclusion. The first word of the introduction to the last word of the conclusion. You do not count where it's going, where it's coming, the dates. You don't count all of those. You don't count isihloko. You do not count the isivaleliso, the ending, but you write your word count in ngesizulu amagama, and then the number in a numeric format. Sisazwana ngithi. Number 1, ungakhohlwa ukusubscribe, but don't forget to subscribe and like our content so we can be motivated. Right, umsebenzi ke Wokuhlola, this is just an example from the previous question paper that you might have seen or used as a practice. So kubhalwa kanje, your keyword will be email. When ungumzali, you always have to, you are given a scenario at all times. When ungumzali, you are a parent. Ingane yakho, your child, efunda umatriculation in matric, iqoshiwe, was expelled esikoleni. Balela uthisha omkhulu, write an email to the headmaster and just express how you feel. So, and then once again, you are given a guide. Izizathu, the reasons of your child being expelled. You make it up, it's not provided. Ukuphatheka kwakho, how do you feel about your child being expelled? So you write about how you feel, indlela ozizwa ngayo. Ikusasa lengane yakho, what about the future of your child? Ozokwenza ngokuxosha, what is it that you will do regarding, your child being expelled? So izinto ke ongazibheka kuma instructions, but you are provided with everything. You are provided with the skeleton. So this is your skeleton. All you need to do is just to add the flesh and then take all those marks and slice it. So this is what the examiners will expect from you, okulindelwe. So uma umfundi ebhala i-email lokhu kubalekile, uyawathatha wonke ama-marks to it means just to take everything. So when you have everything according to ingqikithi, you don't write your own thing. Please just use what is provided and build on that, so you don't lose marks. Siyezwana, right? Izizathu zokuxoshwa. You can even use some of the words from the bullet points, build up on that, so that you can be safe. Ukuphatheka kwakho ngokuxoshwa kwayo, right? How you feel about your child being expelled, indlela ozizwa ngayo, right? Ngiphatheke kabi. So you'll use the ngi because this is about you, right? Ikusasa lengane yakho, your child's future. So I'm worried, ngikhathazekile, usebenzisa amagama like khathazekile, ngibuhlungu, those type of words that expresses, that speaks about the emotions, the feelings. Ozokwenza ngokuxoxa, what is it that you are planning to do? Are you going to look for another school? Are you going to sue the school? What will happen? This is where the creativity comes, but you build up on what you have been given. For Isakhiwo, where is the email going to? Half a mark. Ivela kubani, half a mark. Usugu, half a mark. Isihloko, half a mark. Yabona, you have 2 marks. Ulimi nohlelo, the language and grammar, where is it? Okay, if zivumelwano, the concords, the spelling, uthola 1 mark, so suna 3. Amagama anele, for having the exact amount of words, you get half a mark, and then for just writing the number of words that you use, so suthatha ngaki 2, 3, 4 marks. Is it 4 marks? Yeah, probably 4 marks, and then 6 marks for the contents. Uyabona ukuthi you can budget your marks nicely and cruise nicely as you take the 4 marks from this. Umlando kamufi, omunye futhi wemibhalo emfishane, it's another one of short transactional writing pieces. So umlando kamufi ubizwa nge-obituary, is called obituary or eulogy ngesilungu. Ake sibheke-ke ukuthi umlando kamufi ke ubhalwa kanjani. Ubhalwa kanjani-ke umlando kamufi? Sizobheka ukubhalwa komlando kamufi. We're going to look at how to write an obituary or a eulogy, right? So I've got the 4 steps that you need to consider when you are writing your obituary noma umlando kamufi. So the first thing to do is ukubhala isihloko esicacisa ukuthi ngokabani umlando. So you need to write an isihloko, which is a title that indicates whose obituary it is. Isihloko sakho-ke asiveze amagama aphelele kamufi. Your isihloko must indicate, it must show the deceased full names. Here is an example, isibonelo sakhona. Umlando kaTholakele Tholi Zigodi. So we are allowed to use nicknames. If a person had a nickname, you may use their nickname, but it needs to go you need to put it in inverted commas, right? So you put it in inverted commas and then you write their full names. Okay. And then when you are done writing isihloko, so that will be your isihloko, it'll be in the middle, of the page up at the top, right? And then secondly, once you have that, you will eqa umuqa. Eqa umuqa is to skip a line. So you will skip a line and then besubhala amagama akhe aphelele, meaning the full names. And then you will indicate ukuthi wazalwa nini, when were they born. Then you say wazalwa ngomhlaka, and then you write the full date. Wazalelwapi, where was he born, and then or where was she born. Then wazalwa endaweni yakwa, whatever the name of the place is. Ezalwa ngubani, the parents also, you do make mention of the parents. Ezalwa ngumnumzane nonkosikazi, whatever their names, and then isibongo sakhona. And if the parents are also late, you can also indicate that, you can include that and say asebashona, okay, abangasekho emhlabeni or asebashona. And then ushone ngaluphi usuku, and then you end by writing the date of when they died. Okay, so when they passed away. So when you have all of that information, you then skip another line because you don't want to have umsebenzi oyisidlidli where your work is all congested. So you skip the line once again, so your work could be nice and neat. And after skipping umuqa, weqa umuqa bese unikeza imininingwane ephelele, then you give all the information that the family will provide for the deceased, right? So there's a lot that people say under ingqikithi. So this is the ingqikithi kind of, right? So it's part of ingqikithi, imfundo yakhe, all right? The education, wafundapi, depending on what is stipulated, because IEP or in the examiner, they usually give you a scaffolding on what to talk about, because there's a lot that one can talk about when it comes to this section, even from the number 2, number 3. So, but the examiner will just guide you in terms of what they want you to talk about. So, imfundo though is the education, and then umsebenzi abewenza, so the career that they were involved in. And then amagalelo akhe emphakathini, if it was a very active member of the society, you can list their initiatives. Amagalelo will be the initiatives within the community. And then if there were people who were very much involved in community outreach projects, you will also mention all of those things. And then umndeni wakhe, you can also talk about their family, who the people that they left behind. It may be izingane zakhe, it may be unkosikazi noma umyeni wakhe, but where the family is, you will put all of that information. But the information varies depending on the scaffolding that has been provided to you by the examiner. And then once you have all of that information, which falls under your ingqikithi, and then you skip a line, right? So once you have skipped the line, then you pay your last respect. You pay your last tribute to umufi, right? Amazwi okuvalelisa, and this is where you can include their clan names, all right? And then once you have that, you can skip another line and then you write your word count, or you can just write a word count, but after saying thank you, ngiyabonga or siyabonga, all right? And then you write amagama owasebenzile, which is the word count. All right, ngithemba ukuthi kuyazwakala, and I know we've done this in class, but just to recap on it so that we are not confused when it's time for you to do the section of work we exam. Like I said, there is a lot that one can talk about under ingqikithi. Ingqikithi is the content. So for number 2 and number 3, so these are here. I've got a typical examples of what people usually write about or talk about in Umlando Kamufi under, these 2 sections. So amagama aphelele kamufi is what you saw in under bullet point number 2. Aphelele usuku lwakhe lokuzalwa, when were they born, indawo azalelwa kuyona, where they were born, abazali bakhe, their parents, usuku lakhe lokushona emhlabeni. Right, so that is the information that you have under point number 2 of the previous slide. Imfundo yasemabangeni aphansi, depending on the person, if there are people about, if that the deceased is a person who is like overqualified and has a lot of things to say, sometimes it's not important to write their basic or their primary school education or even their high school. You can just start from their tertiary institution and then write the qualifications. The qualifications are iziqu. Qualifications are iziqu that the person might have obtained in various university ezikhungweni zezemfundo ephakeme. Agcine sekuzuzile their achievements in education, so in terms of academics, negama lesikhungo, the names of the institution as well where they studied. And lapho asebenze khona, where they worked, esaphila while they were still alive. And also you can include their initiative, their contribution towards the society as well as, in their family as well. And then bese kuba umshado. If it was someone who was married, you can just give a little bit of information on umndeni wakhe, the people whom, his loved one whom he left behind. So this is just the overall information. But within Ngqikithi, you are always guided by the examiner. So thoroughly read through your scaffolding for this type of umsebenzi so that you know exactly what to write about. Nasi-ke isibonelo somsebenzi wesibonelo semlando kamufi. So this is just an example from incwadi ebizwa ngokuthi Amandla Osiba, which you can get for yourself from our website. Okay, so yubhala isihloko laphayana, as you can see, and this is the information about Umufi and when they died, and this is like the rest of the information where they studied and where they qualified, studied and qualified, their achievements and everything else. Skip the line, and then this is where you pay your last tributes. City lala kahle dadewethu. So when you pay your last respect, you write as if you are speaking to that person, and you write as a collective city. We all say lala kahle. Lala kahle means rest in peace. Okay, dadewethu. Uyibekile induku ebandla, you have played your part. Usuyiqedile indima yakho. You have completed your journey. Indlela sengathi umphefumulo wakho ungaphumula ngoxolo. Wish that your spirit may rest in eternal peace. And then you start addressing them by their clan names, because that is a way of respecting them. Kumede, Yeye, Mpangazitha, you can just make random clan names. And then you skip a line, siyobonana kwelizayo, or you can just say goodbye. Okay, usale kahle. Or you can just write ngiyabonga. Siyobonana kwelizayo mean we'll see each other in eternity, and then you write amagama, your word count, and then you are done. Okay, now let us have a look at an example of how the paper how this is written, how this is phrased, this question is phrased in an exam. Nasi isibonelo salo mbuzo. Here is an example of this question about that requires you to write umlando kamufi. You will always be given a scenario, as I have already mentioned. Umculi odume kakhulu eNingizimu Afrika ushone engozini yemoto. Popular or famous musician in South Africa died in an accident, in a car accident. Wena njengelunga lomndeni ucele ukuthi ubhale umlando wakhe. You, as the member of the musician's family, you were asked to put together his obituary. Okay, so and then you are given a scaffolding. Remember, I spoke to you about the scaffolding, right? Umuntu oshonile. This is where you give information about them, and then you also look at the mark allocation. So if you look at the scaffolding, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 things that you need to say. For stating their names, their full names, you get a mark. For stating their full information, the details information, like number 2 of the previous slide, you get another mark. Imfundo yakhe, nalapha asebenze khona, where he studied and where they worked, you get a mark. amagalelo akhe, their his or her initiatives, usuka shone ngalo when they died, abantu abashiyile emhlabeni, right? So all of this need not be in this sequential order. So like umuntu oshonile imininingwane yakhe and usuku lokushona, you can put those together so that umsebenzi wakho will be nice and neat. And then this is a rubric yakhona, as you can see. For ingqikithi, it's 6 marks. For isakhiwo, it's a mark, and ulimi nohlelo, it's a mark. And also for writing the word count, you also get another mark. So it's as easy as that, just to budget your marks so that you can do very, very well. Ukubhalwa kwezincomo, right? Izincomo are the reviews. So this is another section of work that falls under short transactional writing pieces. So this is an example of a previous question paper. Nakhona, you are given a scenario. Iklasi lakho likamatikuletsheni belivakashele indawo yokukhangisa ngamagugu esintu. Your matric class visited a place that showcases, amagugu esintu. It's like a cultural village kind of, right? So I don't want to go the direct translation. I might end up messing it up, right? So, but basically it means your school visited a cultural village and they have given it to you in English. Uthisha wakho wesiZulu ucele wena ukuthi ubhale izincomo ngale ndawo. So your teacher has asked you to just write some reviews about the place that you visited, and then this is how you are expected to write your reviews. Bhala izincomo ubhekise kuloko okulandelayo. Ama reviews, we write them all the time. On different social media platforms, on place that we have been. So when we go to those places, websites, they like to hear about how they treated you and all of those things. Okay. So in this case, remember, means it means focus on just what is given. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once again, you are given 6 bullet points. So you need to mention the place that you guys visited. So it's not mentioned here. And if it's not given, you have to make it up. All right. Whatever cultural village. So you have to state that. Sivakashele whatever cultural village. Enikbonile nenikutholile. So remember, you have to write izinto ezinhle. And also you have to criticize izinto ezithile. You have to mention izinto that were not up to standard. But when you do, you criticize constructively. All right. So ugxeka ngokwakhayo. Enikubonile, enikutholile, the things that you saw and what or maybe what you learned or what you saw there, and how, or maybe how you were treated. Ongakwenza kule ndawo, things that you can do at this place. And then ukudla kwakhona, how was it? Okuthandile nongakuthandanga, the things that you like and the things that you did not like. Remember, when you ukritika ngokwakhayo, constructively. Abantu bakhona, so were they people, were they friendly, were they warm, were they aggressive, were they grumpy? So you mention all of those things. So you need to know for izincomo, amagama ancomayo, those abstract nouns, you need to just make a list of those so that you can use them when you write this type of umsebenzi. And here is a rubric yakhona. Ingqikithi, it's 6 marks. So the 6 marks is just for content. Isakhiwo, 2 marks. Ulimi nohlelo, 1 mark. Inani lamagama nokulibhala, it's another mark. And then you take 10 marks wako and then you slice it. And this is what was expected of you. So when the examiners bemaga, or when the markers or abantu abamagayo othisha bemaga, they would expect umfundi kuthiwa udingeka alandele yonke imigomo yokubhala kwezincomo. All the rules for writing reviews, okubalulekile kakhulu ukuphendula imibuzo engezansi. So, but the most important, I always say this, is your response to these questions. This is the skeleton that is given to you. All you have to do is just to put some flesh so that it becomes into ephilayo, right? Isihloko esinamagama alandelayo obhalile, right? I mean, isakhiwo must have isihloko. So with all of these msebenzi, you must have isihloko, and isihloko sakho must speak to what you are writing about. For ama-reviews, you can say izincomo zendawo, whatever the name of the place is. All right. Because this is creative writing. And then imark allocation, you must be very careful for ulimi and isakhiwo nazo zonke lezo zinto ezinjalo, right? So, but yeah, basically, I'm not going to waste too much time lapayana because our video is already long. And then lana-ke ngiyadlula nje ngokushesha. I'll be quick because we know this. So it's just to iron up because we never know what will come out kuleliya phepha leliyana. Ukubhala kwekhadi lesimemo, everyone should know how to write an invitation card, and sizobheka nje quickly ukuthi sikwenza kanjani lokho. Right, so ikhadi lakho lesimemo fanele kuvele ukuthi nake sibheke lamagama mema. So these are the words that you can expect kwi-instruction yakho. And isimemo, which is an invite, and then mema ulerato from the instructions. Invite this person. Bala isimemo, they may say write an invite. And then isimemo sika lerato, isimemo sika whatever, all right. But indlela yakhona yokubhala ikhadi lesimemo, I'm not going to waste too much time here because ngiyazi ukuthi we are familiar with lo msebenzi. So, but when you write okubalekile, we know ukuthi this is creative writing. Kufanele ubhale amagama amakhulu ukuthi you are invited, uyamenywa. And then the party, I mean what the invite is about, it must also be nice and visible, and you must give all the imininingwane, all the information there. And your imininingwane could be written kanje, right? So ubhala ukuthi ikhadi liya kubani, ku-Thandeka. You don't write ku-uThandeka. Ku-Thandeka, kuJabu, ku-Iminathi, right? And then you have to write your message. Umyalezo wakhona ubemfishane, just a brief message about the party to the person you're inviting. Uyamenywa edilini lokugubha usuku lokuzalwa lukaNobuhle, whatever their nickname is, and their surname. uNobuhle uzobe eqeda iminyaka whatever, age they be turning. And then you give imininingwane yakho-ke in isiZulu. A date is usuku, indawo is the venue, isikhathi is the time, indikimba yosuku, the theme for the day, and then a person to RSVP. So format yakhona, this is the format yakhona. This is how you can just put all the information that is needed. And then ikhadi lakho-ke ngaphakathi lizobe libukeka kanje. Ngiyojabula uma uyophumelela kuleli, be pleased ukuba khona kwakho because this is creative writing. Uyacela ukuba ugqoke uhambisane nendikimba. You are asked to please respect, the theme, and then you skip another line, ivela kuzotha, or you can say obhalile uzotha. You may write your name or you may not write your name, it's fine. And then you do your word count and then you write it so that you don't lose that one mark. And then in the end, umsebenzi wakho will look something like that with your isihloko, nice and bold there, where the card is going, whatever the name of the person, you leave a space, and then you write your message, inviting, the actual invite. You are invited to a party of celebrating the birthday of this person, and this person will be turning, this age. Then you give imininingwane yakho, usuku, indawo, isikhathi, indikimba yosuku othintwayo, njalo njalo. And then you skip a line and then you write another brief message because here we are mostly concerned about the word count. So we need to reach the minimum at least, which is 60 words. Ngiyojabula uma uyophumelela kuleli deal. I'd be pleased if you could come, or if you'd bless us with your presence. Ukuba khona kwakho kuyoba isikhulu isibusiso. Your presence will be such a blessing. Uyacela ukuba ugqoke uhambisane nendikimba. Please come dressed up in line with the theme, ivela kuzotha. So then you write who the card is from and then the word count. You decorate it, makuyikhadi. You do the same even for ikhadi lokubonga, for a thank you card. Nalo, it will have a similar kind of a structure, but the only thing that will differ, it will be what the card is about. So it will be a thank you card. Ningakhohlwa-ke ukulike nokusubscribe, but ukusubscribe ikona okubaluleke kakhulu to our YouTube channel. And if you want to see yonke le misebenzi iyatholakala encwadini, incwadi entsha le. So it's been revamped, it's nice, it's easier, it's better, it's very interactive. uzoyithanda kakhulu. This is the second version, edition of this book, and you can get yourself a copy at www.kabekwamumbo.co.za, or you can contact us on our email, publication@kabekwamumbo.co.za or kabekwamumbo@gmail.com. And don't forget to subscribe and like so we can be motivated to do more. Siyabonga.